Majo John Madden in Veracruz, Mexico, standing in my huge open window at the Hotel Mari Tierra. The sea is very calm today. It's very hot. There's the Isla Sacrificios over there. I've got videos about that. And this is a comment on the Muse. The Muse is a tough taskmaster. She wants you to take what she gives you when she gives it to you, and if you're wise, you'll take it. This few days in this hotel room are reminding me a lot of, I'm thinking of the song, The Birth of the Blues. The birth of the Muse in my life happened in Cincinnati, Ohio, something like 40 years ago. Somewhere between 30 and 40 years ago. It had been an incredibly traumatic 3 years in Cincinnati. And in the middle of all that, I had all this material that was wanting to be written. And my friend Karen Bolden, she was a co-counselor, and we had a co-counseling session in my lovely apartment. And my desk was a huge, beautiful old desk and a mess. It was just awash with stuff, which was the way I used to keep my desk back then. And I said to her in my co-counseling session, I'm dying to write this book. I think I already had the working title, Radical Integrity, which referred to wholeness. But I have to clean this desk off first. And I wasn't making much headway on it because it was a chaotic time for me. I'd been fired from my job. My sex abuse memories were coming back. I was on the ropes. And Karen made an incredibly simple suggestion. She said, couldn't you like, she's a real feet on the ground, brass tacks, common sense person. Couldn't you like clean the desk a little and then write a little? Well, that was all it took. That was all it took. That unleashed the Muse, gave me permission to lean into the Muse. And shortly thereafter, it was the 4th of July weekend in Cincinnati. And on that weekend, I did nothing but write and ride my bicycle. I'd write until I just had to get physical and go ride my bike. Well, what I've been doing in this hotel room, I've barely gotten out of this hotel room. It's been super hot, but partly the Muse is just kicking my ass. I'm putting out an awful lot of stuff that I think is super valuable, and what I'm doing that's new is I'm posting it to Mastodon. It's my replacement social media site, which I signed up for a year ago but never started posting. And the idea of sharing it beyond my YouTube readers is really motivating me. I'm happy. I'm super happy. That book did get finished, never got published. It's online. I haven't even looked at it. It's in blog form online, and I can find it, and I will, and I'll attach the link. It's good stuff. It is. I think a lot of it holds up. Some of those stories I still refer back to. Along the way, as I was shopping it, I did shop it with publishers, and by real writer standards, I was too thin-skinned. Few rejections, and I was knocked flat. And I had a bunch of people who were crazy about stuff I was sending to them from the book. They'd photocopy it and keep it in their purse, stuff like that. But a serious writer friend, Sue O'Halloran in Chicago, read some of it and said, kind of needs some editing. And my oversimplistic notion back then was, this stuff came from spirit. It's perfect. And I resisted editing, and I was really crushed by Sue saying it needed editing. Now these days, it's still true that I download from spirit. Stuff comes from another place, and it's very thrilling. But then I edit like a motherfucker. Oh my God, I'm ferocious. Right down to punctuation. I want to make it easy for people to move through it. Now, is a colon going to work better here, or a comma, or a dash? What's going to make sense of this for the reader? So I'm a whole different writer. We're talking 30 years later. But the bottom line still is the relationship with the Muse. Whatever that is out there, I've said for a long time, it's the most spiritual experience I have, is that I plug into something bigger than me, and I'm so grateful. And down here in Mexico, they love to say, gracias a Dios. We give thanks to God for everything. So I guess that's the way I'll sign this one off. Gracias a Dios. And as Domingo, it is Sunday, so gracias on the Lord's Day. Bye.